Hey everyone, how are you guys doing? Happy Saturday morning. Okay, you guys, here we go. God has just really spoken to me this morning. I was getting up. It was 4 a.m. this morning. I made breakfast. I did the dishes. I took a shower. And I was going to start cleaning up house. And I started watching some YouTube videos instead because I started getting really tired and depressed and was thinking, I was actually talking to my 14-year-old about how I need to get my knee replacement done. I need knee replacements in both knees. My right knee is really bad, you guys. I can hardly walk some days. I am limping, as you see in my videos when I'm trying to clean house and stuff. And it hurts. It hurts really bad. And I'm a single mom now. I cannot afford to have this knee replacement. I can't better myself if I don't have this knee replacement. I can't be a better mom for my kids if I don't have this knee replacement. And I can't lose my weight if I don't have this knee replacement, because I can't even do jumping jacks with the kids at the daycare that I work at right now. You guys, depression really sets in. I want to share something that has happened to me this week. I was at Bible study on Wednesday night with the church that my husband goes to, and I went to during our marriage. And my care group there was telling me about how, life struggles and all. Sometimes things just happen to us that we weren't expecting, like my divorce. We were kind of talking about that. And how we all have to make decisions on our life, and what God has really called for us to do. When we say I do to our spouse, we as women are saying, I'm going to let you take care of me. I'm going to let you love me, and I'm going to love you back in return. And I'm going to let you be that leader of our family and all that. And it was just kind of a discussion that we were having about our roles in marriage, as in husband and wife, and how the husband is supposed to be that spiritual leader, and how they are to keep that family, one with Christ. And I was just thinking, but what happens when sin enters that man, and when that man decides no longer he doesn't want to be with that family, and he just wants to be with someone else? This is what I've had to go through. And, there are 3 other single moms in my care group, and they've all gone through this, where their husband has rejected them for one reason or another. And they were in the same situation as me. So I have a lot of love and support there. But we also have a couple of married couples that are there, and couples that knew me and my husband in our marriage. And, they don't understand what has gone on with my husband. And a lot of people don't understand the secrets that I have kept to myself regarding my husband. And a lot of people don't understand the mental and emotional suffering and trauma I've had to go through, knowing things that I just can't go and make public to people about my husband. And the man, and one of my friends, he was really good friends with my husband for a long time. He's known me ever since we were married. And he knew me as a single mom before I met my husband. And he came up to me privately after care group on Wednesday night, and he says, Kerri, I want to tell you something. I said, what? And he goes, I haven't seen you this happy in 10 years. I haven't seen God moving in your life like he is doing right now in 10 years. And I just want to say, I love your smile. You guys, I wanted to just hug him and start bawling my eyes out. Him and his wife have been very, very supportive of me, and helping me and my children, and giving me the courage that I need. And, you know, in that care group, we are digging into God's word, and we were in the middle of reading Proverbs about how you need to have wisdom in life, you know, everything in life. Have wisdom, have that discernment, and that is wisdom with Jesus Christ. And you guys, I have been telling you that God is speaking to me. God is speaking to me. God is speaking to me. God is wanting me to help other single moms. And today, God told me what he wants me to do with my life. He wants me to use my journey to help other single moms. But I was just kind of like, how am I going to use my story? I mean, I can make these YouTube videos, but I mean, it's not like I'm popular and got thousands of views or anything like that. I mean, maybe one day I will. But I just am speaking the truth. I'm just giving you my daily life and my journey as this is all new to me. You know, it's been a year and like 4 months since my divorce was finalized. And so, you know, for a very long time during my separation and my divorce, I wasn't making videos, you guys. And then I was making videos, and I was going through the emotions of just being so hurt from the rejection of my spouse, confusion, that when I was making my videos, it really sounded like I was man bashing my husband. And so I shut down my channel completely. And it was devastating to me to think I just erased all of my memories of my marriage that was on video, because I had made videos here on YouTube while I was married, and my husband was in a lot of those videos, you guys. I was decluttering a lot of my home, and I was talking about how wonderful my marriage was and my husband was, and deep down inside, you guys didn't know the trauma I was going through emotionally. And it was hidden. It was my own lie, my own sin, my own secret that I kept. And even when I started my videos back up and running, I was talking about my husband's sin. And yeah, there was sin. But I've never really talked about mine. And this is very hard for me to do, because the sin that I did was in submission to my husband. And as a Christian, we are told in God's word to let our husbands lead, and let our husbands be the ones who pretty much make decisions for our families and our households. We as Christians are to submit to our husbands. Doesn't mean we don't have a voice. But in my marriage, I didn't have a voice. My husband would never consider my voice. He always ran off and asked someone else their opinion. He wouldn't even take in consideration my feelings or what I would think of a situation. He never wanted to communicate with me. We've always had a major problem with communication, me and my husband. It was the way he wanted to do things, or he would just go ask certain friends that he had or family members that he had who he got his advice from, and it's always the same people. And when he wanted to file for divorce, he went to those people, and they said, divorce her. They didn't know the circumstances. They never knew the situation. They didn't know what I was saying or not saying. They didn't know what was happening behind closed doors. They didn't know about the trauma. They didn't know about the emotional distress that not only I was going through, but the children were going through. It was no physical abuse. There was no signs of anything that anyone outside our marriage or our immediate family could tell you. These are that have happened to me emotionally, the degrading emotionally, the not feeling loved, which just is almost so devastating in itself, to not feel loved by your spouse and to feel rejected by your spouse, even just 3 weeks after you were married. It is something that could just tear you up inside. As a Christian, I am trying to have discernment between my morals and my values and the sin that I was doing in my marriage. And when my husband filed for divorce, it was like all that was gone. I didn't have that conviction that I was living in my marriage. That was 10 years of bondage, and nobody knew how I felt. And I couldn't even talk to my husband about how I felt. It was something that I buried deep down inside. And it was just, I knew how I felt he treated me and how I felt like he was as a stepdad for my children and a father to my son that we have together. And he wouldn't talk to me without running off to someone else and asking their opinion about what I said. And so he never gave me that opportunity to unite with him, with Christ. And because of that, and because he filed for divorce, because he wanted to be with someone else, I was kind of okay with it. I kind of was relieved that my husband filed for divorce, because morally I would have never done it. As a Christian woman, I would have never filed. And I always made excuses for why things were the way they were. Excuses. And my morals and my values said, you chose this man. You married this man. And you got to live with this man for the rest of your life. You made vows and commitment to God and to him that you are going to love him no matter what. You are going to honor him and respect him no matter what. Stay in your marriage no matter what, even if you're unhappy. And that's what I did. And since he filed for divorce, I'm very thankful. I am no longer having to live in sin, because now I can choose my life. And God has really, really told me, really this year, 2023, since the beginning of 2023, he has really told me, focus on you. Now it's time to rebuild. Now that that part of your life is over, it's time for you to rebuild and build your relationship with me, as in Christ. He has said, draw close to me. He has told me to prepare my family for what's to come. He has told me to just dig into God's word and just really have that oneness with God without my spouse. And so I can't change the divorce. I can't change what has happened to me. I can only grow from it. And that's where I'm at today. And God has given me discernment a lot lately about right and wrong and what we're supposed to be doing with our lives as his creation, and everything we do is to glorify God. We are to glorify God in our marriage. When all this sin is going on in my marriage, I was not glorifying God. I pushed him away. I put him on the back burner so I could put my husband on the front burner so I could submit to him and respect him and do what he wanted to do and have our family the way he wanted to have our family. And it was wrong of me to do. It was sinful of me to do that. I should have went to counseling a long time ago. And maybe I should have filed for a divorce a long time ago. And I've learned that through counseling. And I've learned that through speaking to people at the church we were married at. And so when other people from church or friends will say, "You're happy. How has this divorce not devastated you?" Because I have a lot of friends who are just devastated by their divorce. They are single moms and they can't make it and they don't know what they're going to do, and they need a man in their life, and they expected their husbands to be the financial leader and the godly father to the kids and the the love to their wife and be supportive and have all that. And I didn't have any of that in my marriage for 10 years. And so when I lost it all, it was like, I think I've said in my other videos, I was a single wife in my marriage. That's how I felt. And so being single to me is tough. Yeah, it really sucks, guys. As a Christian, it is not fun. I don't know what else to do but allow God to be my husband now. I have not walked away from my marriage. I have not walked away from my covenant with Jesus Christ. And I need to stay in my marriage with him. With that said, God has told me what he wants me to do with my life. He wants me to share my journey with you all. And he wants me to become a Christian life coach for single moms. This is something he has really told me this is what he wants me to do. He wants me to start a ministry in the community I live in, working with the community, helping other single moms, and use my journey in the struggle. I am seeing a lot of loopholes in the system of our government, in the justice system, legally with attorneys, and with the no one helping, I am a single mom who works as a teacher full-time at a daycare across the street. I am taking care of 3- and 4-year-olds who are in the foster kid system. I have seen the other side of the effects of divorce from children and from families who are being raised by single moms. I know I have one little boy in my class right now. His dad has never, ever been there, and his mom is a single mom. She doesn't communicate very well to me, and so I don't know her personally, but I do know that so overwhelmingly probably exhausted being a full-time working single mom at her job. And I can tell by the way she's raising her child that he's suffering because of that. I just saw a video here on YouTube. It was like a short where a guy was saying single moms are the worst parents ever because they don't have that man in their life who is supposed to be the leader. And he was also telling statistics of men who are raised by a single mom. They are more likely to be divorced themselves. They are more likely to be in jail. They are more likely to steal or cheat and do all these things because a lot of times women are financially so broken that they don't have much. They can't survive without that temptation of stealing And so the boys, as they're growing up to be men and they have a single mom, they don't want to suffer. They don't want to do that. And so a lot of times they will steal. And a lot of times they will go to jail for theft or murder because they have so much anger built up inside of them because their parents were divorced. And a lot of times they will sleep around a lot because they've had a mom who was having men come into her home because she's single and she needs that man in her life. And I get it, you guys. I have three kids. They are all boys. I have seen each one of them at different ages, how they have dealt with my divorces. I have seen how it has affected them. Today, I had a conversation with my 14-year-old, almost 15-year-old boy. He was in his room watching TV early this morning, and I knew he was up, so I knocked on his door and, can we have a little talk? And I started crying to him. And I was crying to him about how I just feel so responsible. We were kicked out of our home. And my 9-year-old, this is by his father. His father still has that house for him. That father still has the pool in the backyard and the girlfriend. So he has another life over at his dad's house where he feels like he's got his family, kind of, sort of. He doesn't have his mom and he doesn't have his brothers, but he does have dad during dad's parenting time. And he has the home during dad's parenting time. And my 9-year-old has had his own effects from all that being taken away and then only having it, on his dad's parenting time and not having it on my parenting time. But my 14-year-old, all that was removed like that to him. And it was all because of me staying in a marriage where I knew this was going to happen. I knew a divorce was going to happen eventually. My 14-year-old, I go to him and I tell him, I'm crying. And I want to give you back everything that was taken away from you. And he started to cry. And he says, Mom, he knows what I'm going through. He knows it's tough for me. He knows that it's bad. It's wrong to be divorced. He knows. He actually hates my ex-husband because of what he's done to him. And he sees that his mom's been hurt. His mom's been rejected. His mom's been unloved. And he knows that. And he sees the effects is done even on his brother, his younger brother. And he will say, it's just a division of that family that was just been ripped apart. I had 2 kids that were older, and they came with me automatically because of the division. Like I said, we share the one child together. And the consequences of those kids that they have to deal with of the divorce. And God has really, really have given me resources, guidance, and I went through divorce care, and I've had help with the community and help legally, and I've had a lot of people who have told me what I need to be doing as a single mom. And then on the other side, as a Christian, I've had a lot of love and support from other single moms in the Christian community at my churches, at my local church that I go to, and at the church that my husband and I went to when we were married. And God told me this morning that I need to become a life coach using my my journey. And so not only am I sharing with you guys my journey, and you guys have seen my emotions up and down, the depression, the anxiety, the loss, and the rejection, and the not feeling loved. But yet, on the other flip side, I am smiling again. And I am seeking God a lot more than I ever have. And I am growing in my relationship with Christ. And so God says, use that. Use that. That is why I made you. Because you are going to bring others to me because of your story. That makes this whole mess of my life worth it, to bring others to Christ. And so I'm scared, you guys. I'm scared. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a professional. I haven't got a college degree. Even though I am a reading teacher, I'm not educated enough to do this. But God has made it available for me to take some courses. And so those are going to become available to me. And God says, you need to bloom right where you're planted. And I can hold my head up high now. Because I know that God has given me the discernment to know what I need to be doing. I need to be sharing my life, sacrificing my life to better myself so I can show what God has done for me. And one of those things is I'm going to be getting my knee replacements. I have figured out a way, I think, to get that income support that I need to be able to take off. I'm already on Medicaid. I'm very low income. And I have a community who's going to help me to be able to get my knee replacements so I can be a better mom to my kids. And during that time of recovery, when I take off work and I get this knee replacement done, I'm going to be using that time off to start my own business and become that life coach. So right now I am preparing, and I am getting things aligned, and I'm hoping to set a goal for fall for launch date. So I've kind of dropped hints to you all here and there, but I wanted to share with you where I'm at, what God has spoken to me, and if you guys can give me some love and support, I'm scared. Walking out on faith that this is what He wants me to do. I just feel a very strong calling for this. I am still going to be a reseller on the side, but I want to continue working at the daycare and do all three, and see where God is going to take me. And then I will probably quit at the daycare when God tells me it's time to do that. And my goal is to become a Christian life coach full-time. So I'm going to get me some education and a knee replacement and self-worth, because I need some self-worth and encouragement, and I am surrounding myself with godly people in my life. So if you guys will stick with me, subscribe to my channel, keep watching the videos, you're going to watch a transformation in me. Hopefully my looks will be transformed inside and outside. My whole life will be transformed here on YouTube. And hopefully you will see me become the godly woman that God has created me to be. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.